The time is 12 noon on this Thursday afternoon, August 17th, 2017. It's time now for the Peter Channel News Report on this Thursday afternoon, August 17th, 2017. Good afternoon, everybody. I am Peter J. Wiggins. It is 12 noon on this Thursday afternoon, and our top story in Peter Channel News Report on this Thursday afternoon is President Trump mourns loss of beautiful statues and monuments in the wake of the Charlottesville rally over the Robert E. Lee statue. Venice crowds and Ramblas tourist here in Barcelona, Spain. Trump declares monument removal's history ripped apart. Powerball jackpot jumps up to $510 million. When candles not torches, Charlottesville takes back the light. Steve Bannon's ideological allies inside the White House are starting on him. CEO's long avoided politics, Trump is changing the calculus. Saudi Arabia offers to pay expense of caterers, Hajj pilgrims chartered private jets. Apple CEO Tim Cook blasts Trump's response to the Charlottesville pledges $2 million on anti-hate organizations. Ivanka's rabbi condemns Trump's response. President Trump lawyer forwards mail echoing sensitive reorder. Ivanka Trump sound after fall because of that wage a press conference. White supremacist featured in news story now says he's terrified for his life. A Hamas security guard died Thursday when a suicide bomb was detonated as 2 men approached the Gaza-Egypt border, a government spokesman said. Seoul, South Korea Thursday began to destroy all eggs contaminated with harmful insecticides in a move to quell public anxiety about food safety. China has sentenced 3 predominantly former student leaders between 6 to 8 months in prison, which bans them from public office of 5 years. LA police said Thursday a fugitive fell from Ukraine and died after stealing a car, living in a high-speed chase and started a long standoff. Quincy, Massachusetts, a 28-year-old man was issued a summons to appear in court after police said he overdosed behind the wheel on Hancock Street Wednesday night. Cloudflare and Apple deal fresh blows the neo-Nazi sites. 4 key questions that help clarify Uber's latest financial mess. Why Target is now preferred to Walmart. Net stocks now down 117.60 points at 21,907.27. SP5 down 15.13 points at 2452.98. And NASDAQ down 49.56 at 6295.55. Twitter live stream will chase the eclipse across the U.S. Controversy surrounding abortion of Down syndrome in Iceland. Blood test finds cancer before symptoms start. And scientists deliver and design macromotor for antibiotics. Peter Children's time is 12:02 on this Thursday afternoon. It's time now for a sports. Red Sox have night off. 2016 was nearly Nick Saban's best team yet. In 2017, Bama is no longer a freshman quarterback. Cleveland Cowboys can afford to bet on potential long and aluminum Kyrie Irving trade. Hugh Jackson said Joe Thomas knows he makes the quarterback decision. Peter Joe News time is 12:03 on this Thursday afternoon. It's time now for a traffic and transit report. Beep beep! Let's start you off here with a Khmer Rails looking good. Green line express moderate laser disabled train at coupling in the westbound side. Silver line express moderate laser traffic and on the ferries. They are looking good. Alright, Howard and Bowies of New England, 95 to the northbound side. It's slow between Greenwich and New Haven. 3 and a boat. Then it's a little slow between Braintree and Hanover. 6 eastbound side, slow between Hyannis and Chatham. Mass Pike westbound side, little slow between 290 395. Worcester all the way down to I-84 out in Sturbridge. 213 eastbound side, slow between 93 and 495 out in Bethune. And Vermont Ranch Main out was all looking good. And 495 northbound, little slow between 93 and Andover all the way down to around 95 in Salisbury, Massachusetts. Peter Joe News time is 12:04 on this Thursday afternoon. It's time now for a weather report. And it is a beautiful Thursday afternoon in the weather department. Gorgeous sunshine and comfy temperatures. And now we'll look at the tropics. Hurricane Kurt, 43.2 to the north, 50.0 west. Max the same with an 8 miles an hour movement. East northeast at 40 miles an hour. and current racing toward the northeast and expected to become post-tropical later today. The North Coast Watch warned to the effect that 11 a.m. at Atlantic Standard Time, the center of Hurricane Kurt was located near latitude 43.2 to the north, longitude 50.0 to the west. Kurt is moving toward the east-northeast near 40 miles an hour. That its general motion is expected to continue for the next day or so. Max the same winds on near decrease near 80 miles an hour with iron gas and additional weakening in this forecast during the next 48 hours. And Kurt is forecast to become a post-tropical cyclone later today. Hurricane force winds extend hours up to 35 miles an hour from the center, and the tropical force winds extend hours up to 175 miles. Estimated minimum center pressure 975 millibars or 20.80 inches. Swells journey by Kurt will continue to affect the coast of the northeastern United States and Atlantic Canada front tonight. And the swells are likely to cause life-threatening surf and rip current conditions, and please consult products from your local weather forecast office. And now the latest on potential tropical cyclone 9, certain location 13.1 to the north, 54.1 to the west, and master same winds at 35 miles an hour, movement west at 17 miles an hour. Low pressure east of the west is expected to become a tropical cyclone later today tonight. The government friends issued tropical warning for Monday. The government of Barbados issued tropical warning for Barbados, St. Vincent, and the Grenadines. The government of St. Lucia has issued a tropical warning for St. Lucia. The government of Barbados has issued a tropical watch for Dominica. A tropical warning in effect for Monday, St. Lucia, Barbados, and St. Vincent and Grenadines. A tropical watch in effect for Dominica. Tropical warning means that tropical conditions are expected somewhere within the warning area, and in the case within 24-36 hours. The tropical watch means that tropical conditions are possible within the watch area, and in this case within 24-36 hours. For some information on specific area, please monitor the products issued by the National Meteorological Service. At 11 a.m., the disturbance was centered near latitude 13.1 in the north, longitude 54.1 in the west. Mass Simpson is moving toward the west near 17 miles an hour, and it's mostly expected to continue for the next couple of days. And on the forecast track, the disturbance should move from the Windward Islands and into the Eastern Caribbean Sea on Friday. Max the same winds on near 35 miles an hour higher gusts. The disturbance is expected to become a tropical cyclone later today tonight, and could become a tropical storm before reaching the Windward Islands. And if the current trends continue, the system will likely become a tropical cyclone later today tonight. Air Force Reserve Hurricane Hunter aircraft is scheduled to investigate the disturbance this afternoon. Formation transfer is high 8% formation transfer high 9%. Estimated center pressure 1,008 millibars or 29.77 inches. Tropical conditions are expected to first reach the Lesser Antilles within the warning area by early Friday, making outside preparations difficult and dangerous. Tropical conditions are possible in the watch area on Friday, and rainfall disturbance is expected to produce rainfall totals of 2 to 4 inches across portions of the Windward Islands from Martinique southward to Grenada. This wind could cause laughter and flash floods and mudslides. Disturbance number 2, 50% chance of cyclone formation 4 hours. Shock activity associated with a secondary low pressure located about midway between the coast of Africa and Lesser Antilles has become a little bit organized during the past 24 hours. Gradual development of the system is possible during the next couple of days. While it moves west northward at 15-20 miles an hour, but upper level winds are expected to become less conductive for tropical cyclone formation when the disturbance moves northerly on this weekend. Formation chance 4 hours. Medium 50% formation chance 5 days. Medium 60%. At top of the wave, located over the far eastern Atlantic Ocean near the Cabo Verde Islands, is produced industrial showers and thunderstorms. Gradual development of the system is possible during the next several days while it moves westward to west northwest about 15 miles an hour. Formation chance 4 hours. Low 0% and formation chance 5 days. Medium 40%. And take a look at some spaghetti models. Kurt's going to go out to sea. No fret to land. Looking at forecast. Models of potential tropical cyclone 9. Going toward the South Caribbean Sea and towards the Eastern Central America. While Invest 91 Invest 92 well is going to make it tracks through the Caribbean Sea. One track CM2 is going to move it east of Bahamas but it's all models. No, not an additional forecast. So we'll keep you posted on what we'll do because this has been the most active tropical season since 2010 in the Atlantic. Alright, 7-day forecast. It goes like this. For this afternoon, sun's got about 81 degrees, west about 3 to 6 miles an hour for tonight. Icarus got about 60 degrees, up about 5 miles coming in the evening for Friday. Check May afternoon, clouds got about 67 degrees, up about 3 to 8 miles an hour, anticipation is 50%. New response left between the 10th quarter and inch possible for Friday. Showers and thunderstorms like in Maine before 3 a.m. Some storms produce heavy rain, patch by otherwise. Clouds got about 70 degrees, up about 8 miles an hour, gusts high, 21 miles an hour, anticipation is 70%. New rain amounts between half and 3/4 inch possible. Saturday, church showers and thunderstorms, thunderstorms produce heavy rain. G-Fall for 10 a.m. Otherwise, most skies got high 84 degrees, up about 6 miles an hour. Chest space is 40%. Sorry, slight church showers and thunderstorms before 9 p.m. Park skies about 600 degrees, chest space is 20%. Sunday, most sunny, clear sky, 84 about 600 degrees. Monday, sunny, most clear sky, 85 about 64 degrees. And Tuesday, patchwork wise, mostly sunny, mostly clouds about 86 low about 600 degrees. Chest space is 30%, and for Wednesday, chest showers, but the about 80 degrees, chest space is 40%, and currently in Taunton it's fair and 77. In Naughton it's fair skies, and we have 82 with a humidity of 45%, and Mansfield at 74 degrees, and that's going to be it for the Peter Channel New News 1 on this August 17, 2017 on Thursday evening, afternoon. Peter J with you. Have a good afternoon, goodbye, and I'll see you at 5 o'clock for a 5 o'clock report. Hope you have a good afternoon.